Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we unfortunately have to take our attention away from that fantastic display at the weekend, redirect it towards Porto because the European football is back. But before we go any further on with today's video, there is something I would like to discuss with you guys regarding the overall channel. Now, over the last 6 months especially, there's been a lot of offers from a lot of companies to sponsor the channel and get involved with a couple of videos, but I've rejected 99.9% of them because, one, they cost money, and that's not what I'm going to do in this channel. If I'm ever going to say anything, it's going to be free, so it doesn't cost you guys any moolah, and two, they've been usually guff. Honestly, there's been a lot of guff flung this way, but we've said no to all of them, apart from one. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been speaking with One Football. You probably already know what it is. It's a very popular football app. I think it's got over like 10 million downloads in the UK alone. It's a pretty damn big deal, and they've been nice enough to reach out to sponsor the channel. It's a free app. The link for that will be down in the description. It's actually good. I mean, you basically download it, you pick Rangers, and you just get Rangers news constantly. It's brilliant. Apart from the green, but we'll speak about that. I'll contact the CEO. I'll fix that, lads. But one of the main driving forces of me accepting the channel sponsorship was giving me the opportunity to close the Patreon account down. That is very, very massive because it's never been about getting as much money as possible and flushing money, blah, blah, blah. It's never been about that. It's about keeping the channel going and investing in better equipment as we go on. And I think as we've moved into a new house, we've got the new lighting and everything up, I think it is getting better. And now we've got the opportunity to close the Patreon account down. Again, use the sponsorship money to increase it further. I think that's going to benefit us all on the channel. The content, unfortunately, won't be improving, but there should be major changes elsewhere. So not only is it a massive thank you to One Football for supporting the channel over the next month, but more importantly, thank you so much to every single person who has ever supported the channel on the Patreon account, whether it was a month or every single month. Thank you. And sorry about all this, by the way, but I just felt like I wanted to share it with you guys because this channel is never ever just about me. It's our channel. We have built it together, me and these, so I just wanted to let you guys know on what's happening behind the old scenes. But now we have a football game to talk about, so let's dive in and discuss it. And as always, we're going to start off with the preview of the opposition, but don't worry, I'm not going to just sit here and read it the exact same notes as I wrote just last week for Porto, as easy as that would be, and I'd quite like it to be easy. We're not going to do that today, ladies and gentlemen. Instead, we're just going to reflect and give you updates regarding the overall squad because we've seen what they're about now. We've seen how good they are in the attack. We see how dangerous they are on the ball, but also we saw how uncomfortable they are when teams actually go at them. We saw that especially in the second half. They're not used to that. They're not used to playing that play style, and you saw it kind of caught them off guard. So it's almost like a game within a game of football now, because what does Gerrard do ahead of this game of football? Does he play the same way as he started, a bit more restrictive, trying to keep it tighter at the back? Or does he play the same way we did when we went 1-0 behind and just go hell for leather and say, you know what, we're as good as you, let's show it? And since that 1-1 game with the Glasgow Rangers, Porto responded with 3 points and 3 goals to move them top of the Portuguese league. However, they did follow that up with a very, very disappointing away performance where they did not look at it again. That seems to be a running theme. They do seem to struggle away from home, but their most latest match ended up winning 1-0, which moved them back to second in the league, 2 points behind Benfica. But when you just focus in on that away form, there may be some target here for Rangers. Now, it is worth mentioning the fact that the last 3 games that we just mentioned were all played without their big man up top. We saw how dangerous he could be, but Margala was missing for all 3 of them. But as it always seems to be, whenever Rangers are in town, the best players are available, and he has travelled with the squad. Now, it's not confirmed whether or not he will start the game, but it's heavily implied by what's been said by the manager that he will play some part of it. There's no further injuries or suspension to the Porto team, so they will be the exact same pretty much, bar the big man up top who isn't quite at 100%. However, there is a feel-good story within the Porto camp right now, and I know it's not about Rangers, but I feel like it's worth mentioning, and that's the fact that Casillas, the absolute legend himself, is finally back in training 6 months after having that horrific heart attack. There was a lot of questions on whether or not he will ever play again. He posted up on social media and he's been back training with Porto this week, so that's a bit of a feel-good story, seeing one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time is actually back training with the squad. Now, he's not obviously going to be involved in the game versus Rangers, but I thought it was worth mentioning because, again, he's one of the all-time greats and it was just a great story to read. And that's pretty much it for the Porto preview side of things. I know we went into a lot more detail in the first leg, but I'm not going to just go through and repeat the exact same things you already know. You've seen it with your own eyes now, how dangerous they are. There is one last thing I would like to mention, that once again before a European game, Porto has been doing a lot of this. A couple of players have talked about how confident they are about going over to Ibrox and getting the 3 points, but they were also very confident of getting the 3 points at their ground, so I guess we'll see again. Diving over to what matters most, however, and that is going to be Rangers. As always, let's dive into the Rangers press conference. Now, there was a lot of questions at the start of the pressure of playing Porto, the pressure of the group being so tight. How is Gerrard and the players handling this pressure? Well, Gerrard was very, very, very quick to shut down all mentions of the word pressure. He doesn't see this as a pressurised game or a pressurised group. He sees this as an opportunity to show that we belong amongst some of Europeans' best. And in typical Gerrard fashion, he was absolutely on form as always, so he kind of almost took all the pressure off us by answering it that way, but also flipped it the other way and went, well, you know what, the Porto will have a lot of pressure on them to come here and win, so they go top of the group because they are favourites to progress. That was very, very clever by Gerrard, and I just love watching him. Like, he used to control midfields and control games. Now he controls press conferences, and I just like the fact that he kind of redirected all the pressure on Rangers in this game and just nudged it towards Porto. Gerrard on top as bear. Now, as good as that was, by far my favourite quote is a short and simple one, a bit like me. And he basically said, all the players look focused and ready. Now, that might seem very, very obvious, but you think about it, we just got a major win at the weekend to reach a final. There may be a wee celebration style hangover going into the week, but Gerrard said that didn't happen at all. Literally all week long, the players have been 100% focused on Porto, and I like hearing that. I like that a lot. Especially if you've been watching these preview videos for a very long time, even right until last season, there was always that talk from Gerrard, wants the players' mindset to be the next game. You know what I mean? You win that game, you move on, you focus on the next game. And that wasn't always happening last season. You heard Gerrard saying it's going to take time, but given the fact that a year on, the players now have that mindset of, great result, right, let's move on and focus on the next one. That's great to hear. And something we mentioned earlier on in today's video, by the way, regarding how Gerrard was going to set up, well, he actually answered this in his own words. He says at home, he wants his team to be on the front foot, showing respect to the opposition, because this is a team that obviously reached the final 8 of the Champions League last year, but at home, at Ibrox, with us in the stands, he wants us to be there dominating the football. Very, very big words from Steven Gerrard. And again, he's been consistent. He's always wanted Ibrox to be a fortress. No matter what team comes, he wants them to feel that they've been at Ibrox. And the man seems to be on his word once again. And the last thing we're going to mention from the press conference that I think you guys would like to hear actually came from the man himself, Mr. Ryan Kent, about Alfredo Morelos. And this is what Kente had to say. My relationship with Alfredo is getting better and better, and it is down to me to go and create opportunities for him, as he is in great form in front of goal at the moment. And I just absolutely love the fact that he's came out and said that, because once again he showed that he isn't scared or intimidated by anyone. He's not worried about making a mistake. He's no one of these guys with the talent but a heart the size of a peanut. Nah. He wants the ball. He wants to be the man at Rangers. And how long has it been since we've had a player who's willing to do that at the football club, who's willing to take the ball in difficult areas and be the difference maker? I honestly don't know. And that's pretty much it for the old press conference, if I'm honest with you, because there was the usual questions about Morelos, but we're not even going to get into it because you can tell by Gerrard's face that he's just tired of saying the same three things. So we're going to move on from that. But if you want to catch the full thing, you can do it on the official Rangers YouTube channel. Over to some team news then, shall we? And this is going to be mega short and sweet, because Gerrard confirmed that he has a clean bill of health from everyone in the squad, apart from Jordan Jones, who again is still on the original timeline, still a couple of weeks away. But given the fact how strong we are as a squad, the quality that we have, the fact that we have everyone available is mental to me. I absolutely love that. Touch wood, that keeps on going. And with all that being said, that is the preview, that's the press conference, and that is the latest team news wrapped up in a neat little bow. Hopefully that helps you guys with your old predictions, because we've reached that point So let me know your thoughts and opinions going into this game versus Porto. While you guys are getting your thoughts and opinions out there, I will give you mine very, very briefly. I'm expecting nippy bum time, ladies and gentlemen. The nippiest of all nips so far this season. But, believe it or no, I know I picked the 1-1 draw and I got it right the last time. And I think I still fancy the 1-1. I'm going to go with the old heart. And I'm going to go with a channel favourite. And I am going to go with Rangers 2, Porto 1. Goal scorers, Morelos and Scotty Arfield. Because I absolutely miss doing that in the thumbnails. And I just miss them being good. And now that me and thee have had their say, let's sit back and relax and hear from the people on Twitter. There's been 656 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved, especially considering the poll's only been up 13 minutes. That is frightening behaviour for you, nation. We love to see it. 4% votes for Porto, 7% votes for the draw, but the far and away winner with 89% of the vote is a Glasgow Rangers home win. Things that you love to see. Philip Ewan McGregor's right in right away and he goes 2-0 Rangers, high intensity. Players will be up for it. Think we wedge it with the home advantage. Barney Stinson writes in 2-0 to the famous. Alfredo and Kent with the goals. Come on, the Gers. JMK writes in 2-1. Ryan Jack, 40-yard screamer. Fury Fanatic writes in 3-1 Rangers win. Chrissy Ladyweed writes in 2-0 to the Bears. Mike G writes in got to be 2-1 to the famous. Morelos brace would be great, and I'm going to predict a Stephen Davis man of the match. Dino writes in 4-1 Rangers, Morelos brace, Tav penalty, and a counter-attack goal from Ryan Kenticle. Stephen writes in 2-1 Morelos with a dirty double. Callum Keller writes in, it's a must-win. We dropped points last season at home. That was the beginning of our downfall. 2-0 to the famous. Morelos and a Tav penalty. Stevie G RFC writes in, would be happy with the point, mate. 0-0 I'm going for. And the last 2 or 3 that we'll read out in tonight's video, the first one comes in from Doug Jr. and he writes in, can't wait. Really hope we do the business at Ibrox. We more than match them in Portugal. You're damn right, Doug. Benzo writes in 2-0 with Morelos dirty double. And the last one we'll read out comes from Sean Carson and he writes in 2-0 Rangers. We need to be solid tomorrow night. This result could be a massive boost for the rest of the season. On. Well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people. You've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do by now. And before we wrap up today's video, I have been CJNova92. Thank you so much for watching and bye.